Hello everyone, Matt Malatesta, the Whataburger Team of the Week. This week is the Summer Creek girls basketball team. Last year they won the state championship. They were a preseason #1. This season they are just doing it big again. 12-2 already. Kira Marshall, amazing coach. They're an amazing team. Could they win it again? Probably so. They've had some big wins this season already, and the usual cast of characters are balling out, led by none other than Kennedy Simpson. Addison Martin having a big year. Aaron Newsom having a big year, but they are loaded. All right, Summer Creek, congrats. You are leading off the girls basketball season as the Whataburger Team of the Week. Hello everyone, Matt Malatesta on my whistle. This is state semifinal week. I can't believe this season has gone so fast, and I'm kind of sad for it to be here. Matthew Ogle, Jackson DiPasquale, Matt Malatesta, Alex Hinson. We're talking football statewide. Huge week, huge games last weekend. We'll talk really briefly about last weekend. North Shore handles Dickinson. I chose Dickinson. Or let's just say this. I chose against North Shore again. I believe that North Shore is win or lose, not win or lose, but everyone had their chance to get in this year. And they just didn't. Okay. They didn't. And now they remain the kings of the city of Houston for football. I mean, you could make an argument that Randall's there, but Randall's only been in school for like 18 months, it seems like. They've just been a baby school. They're a baby. North Shore's been doing it over decades. So anyways, the game against Dickinson, I did not actually see it going that way. Why was North Shore so dominant in that game?
Well, it was a defensive battle in the first quarter. Neither team was able to really get much going. Then North Shore on third down finally kind of started to air it out, and they threw a quick pass to Jalen Bocard, who took it to the house. That was kind of the opening. That was the first points of the game. And then Dickinson came back, and on their next drive, they tried to hit a deep shot. A wide receiver's wide open ball went through his hands. After that, North Shore just said, all right, we're just going to dominate y'all the rest of the game. Dickinson couldn't move the ball at all. North Shore started running the ball, but then it was really when they decided to air it out. That's where they were able to really hurt Dickinson. You saw the Jalen Bocard touchdown. Aubrey Johnson had a big touchdown on a third down. They go for it on fourth down, and Caleb Maryland gets a touchdown. All their touchdowns were on pivotal, like, hey, we got to get a first down type of play, but they ended up turning the touchdowns in the first half. And then in the second half, they just dominated the line of scrimmage, ran the ball, took time off the clock, and just wore down the Dickinson defense. And then Dickinson offensively, I mean, Lorenzo Aguirre has had a great season, but I mean, there wasn't a time he could just sit in the pocket.
Is the defensive line of North Shore, who is coached by Sean Wynn, the defensive line coach, and a coach, of course, Garrett Cross is the DC there. I mean, sometimes they can be so dominant, but they're so young.
Yeah, I think I don't think a lot of people talk about how good the North Shore defensive line has been this year. They've been really good, especially like if you think about all the pieces that they had lost from last year. But Zaquan Nunn had a big game. He transferred over from Clear Springs this year. Xavier Waters had a big game. They had some defensive ends who were getting very active in the backfield. They were consistently getting pressure, and then they were really good in coverage all night. Dickinson only scored, or they ended up scoring some late touchdowns after North Shore had already taken out some of the starters. But all in all, I think the defensive line is a unit that has been really good for them that no one really just talks about, because maybe they don't have the big names that they've had in the past or that you see on some of these other teams that they've played, but they've dominated all these other teams that they've played that might have the high-level athletes at the defense line position.
So they beat Deer Park, then they beat Ridge Point, then they beat
Cy Falls,
and then they beat Dickinson. That's a pretty good murderer's row of playoff team. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's competitive. Down the street at Aldine ISD's Thorne Stadium was their district mates. Let's see. There was 4 teams left in Region 3 playoffs. 3 of the 4 teams were from District 23 6A. Your game seemed like it was more of a close matchup. Who dominated on the line of scrimmage, or who dominated for CE King? Was it their offense, or were they just very balanced to play complementary football?
I think I would go with the latter. You got to give hats off to that defense, especially the line with Dominic Toulon and Calvin Carter on the linebacker side of things. They really they generated a lot of pressure, which I don't know if it's too much of a difference whenever it's a left-handed quarterback like Summer Creek had, but it's a different blind side, a different rollout, so adjustments had to be made, and they seem to have gotten that right out of the gate after they allowed that first score. They really didn't let too much go after that, but could also attribute it to the cold weather where it took time for things to click on both sides, and honestly, it didn't take any time at all in the second half for Deion Sims to turn the game on its head with his first score. After that, he scored a 37-yarder, and they just kept feeding him the rest of the way. And I think that's been their path to victory a lot of the ways. They keep this defense or opposing defenses honest with that. And also Timothy Potts for the quarterback. He made some really good throws to Braylon Payne and their various other receivers because of the fact that they're having to respect Deion Sims and hats off to that O-line too as well. But because they have to respect that so much, it's really done it's paid dividends to their play action game, and it's really expanded their offense. And I think that's how they've kept pretty much everybody off guard that they've faced this year.
Deion Sims has 1,700 yards and 24 touchdowns. I don't even think those stats are right.
It's not like he came out of nowhere, but I mean, he's
committed to Rice. No disrespect to Rice, but I mean, is this guy like a power 4 running back?
He was a kid that like his freshman year, I believe, or sophomore year, he was on varsity, but he ran track, and he got an offer from Oregon after his track times came in. Obviously, a lot had gone on in his recruitment since then, but this is a kid that definitely had like high-end speed. I think a lot of teams were concerned about how much he would grow. I think that was the biggest thing with his recruitment. But I mean, you look at what Rice is playing in a bowl game this year. They got a new coaching staff. They heavily run the ball. They run the ball almost the entire game. But the kid like Deion Sims, you could see him performing very well at Rice, and he stays at Rice, or you never know. With today's day and age, these kids hit the transfer portal and they end up somewhere bigger. I mean, we've seen lots of kids, especially in the VYPE in the past 4 years, that have been in VYPE magazines or whatever it may be, and they're able to transfer up. But I think Deion Sims is a kid that could be a power 4 kid. And you know what? I start out at Rice, get some tape, run the ball. I mean, he's a special playmaker, and he has been a very good piece to this CE King team that is literally on offense at track 4x4 team. When you talk about all the positions, wide receivers, running backs, everybody.
I see you at games. All I see is Deion Sims running long touchdowns. What the hell?
Pretty much, and in response to any criticisms he might face, whether it comes to his physical stature, I think after watching him play, I think that's the 3rd game I've watched CE King, because I did Westfield and then I did Atascocita, and now this one. He, in my opinion, I think he draws a lot of comparisons to Devon Achane, another Houston native, Fort Bend Marshall, if I'm not mistaken. Superstar speed, really great off the edge, really great breakaway speed. But then whenever it comes to his size, that doesn't seem to limit him. He's still able to make plays, and if he needs to, make catches out of the backfield and turn would-be TFLs for 60-yard touchdowns, which has been kind of a going on trend for him this year. And I wanted to say Carde Mack has in terms of district MVP, obviously they have bigger aspirations in mind at this point, but he's put on a really strong case to make district MVP. And as you mentioned before the season, it's the district of doom. So doing something like that is in and of itself an accomplishment. But hats off to CE King for not only setting a standard and reaching the state final full for the first time ever, but doing so in Coach Corey Laxon's first year with the team. Tremendous turnaround. I am thrilled to see what they're able to do against Vandegrift this week.
Big deal. Big deal. Mr. Randall.
That's me.
Mr. Randall Lions football.
Oh.
The Randall Lions, pretty much, I don't know how you would say it, continue the dominance of the Randall Iowa Colony matchup. And those are great teams. That's the two great teams in small 5A. Randall, defending state champs, they extend. They're into the Final Four of the state finals. Keys to that game were what? And I know what it's going to be.
Well, you know what I'm going to say.
Yes.
3 words.
Yes.
Landon Williams Callis. It seems like it's just every week, man. It's just this kid, Texas Gatorade Player of the Year. He's a finalist for National Player of the Year for Gatorade. He's perfect game to show, like, yeah, I deserve it. He had one, I mean, you can hear the heart drop of just the Randall sideline. He dropped, like, there was a bad snap. He was directly snapping out the Wildcat, and it dropped on the ground. Next thing you know, he just grabs it real fast, gets in, like, in half a second, like nothing happened, and kind of, eased it back into everyone, gave him handshakes and everything. But I think the game really showed at halftime. Randall was up, I want to say 17 to 7. And coming out, you can see Iowa Colony's like, this is it. Like, we got to get it going right now. If we don't get it going, we have no chance. And to their credit, they came out, they scored. They scored pretty quickly. I forget who scored that first touchdown, but then the main thing that really set it off was the pick. They got a pick 6.
Yeah. Great camera work.
Yeah, I was right there. Legacy's got a nice vantage point right there in the end zone. They got a beautiful field house. You can kind of or administrative office. I don't know what it's called, but I had a good shot of my guy taking it all the way back to the house. So then at that point, it's going back and forth. It's a ball game. You had Aaron Tenner. I think that's how you say his name. He took one straight to the house. I mean, he might have went 80 yards straight to me again. I was in a good spot.
I think he was timed at like 22 miles per hour on that run. Straight up the gut.
I did see that.
Little bitty running back just shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, I saw that one video of someone like tracking his time.
Yeah.
But he was, I mean, he's a social media influencer, but he's also a football star, y'all. This kid can move, and he was a key player this game. But it came down to, it was 38-35. That was really close. Carson White threw a TD to Jaden Warren. He was all over the place. He was doing great this game. A great game he showed up for. Everyone showed up, but that man, he hit an outside right along the sideline, probably 2 extra touchdowns, 10-point game. You can kind of just see, like, you can hear the crowd saying, put them boys on ice.
Yep.
Like, you putting them on ice, like, let them know we do this every time, y'all. We're gonna win. And it wasn't no different. Randall beats Iowa Colony 45-35.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the game was after the game. You could tell these guys were competitive, and yeah, they were shaking each other's hands, taking pictures with each other. There's some tears. There's obviously joy, but you could feel the respect for each other. Like, you guys, if it wasn't us, it's gonna be y'all. And you were hearing from Iowa Colony, like, go get it done. Finish the job, because we would have done it if we beat y'all. We're rooting for y'all now. So that was the coolest part. And
yeah.
Ogle, you saw the boys had their grills. They got grills from Johnny Dang after the game. It was Pac-Man and Landon Williams guys. They got grills. Like, I mean, these things were shining from. I was in the stands, but I can see them all the way down. I'm like, who has this ice on? It's Landon Williams-Callis and Pac-Man. They got a fresh grill from Johnny Dang, so that was really cool to see. And man, that's another classic game that Iowa Colony and Randall should be very proud of. I mean, it's a great game.
It's a great way to put that because they do have a level of respect for each other, and both those programs are like run first class from the top down. Coach Garza and Coach Randall, they do a great job. But that's on the flip side. On Saturday, you go to the Willis DeSoto game, which can be a total shit show when you have a Houston versus Dallas team. It is chippy from the time they get off of the bus.
Oh, it is chippy. I think, yeah, they were probably, if they were going on social media, they're going at it there. Yeah. They're going at it. That game was just athletes, top 5 stars going at it. Sherrod for Dallas. The
running back
from DeSoto.
Boobie Feaster, amazing receiver.
I mean, you were there watching that game. I mean, Boobie didn't really even, like, offensively, he had a couple catches, but his main objective, stop that man number 7. Stop that man from even touching the football.
And to be fair, like, they were lined up 2 over Jermaine. Like, he was there in front of him, but they had someone kind of hovering around him.
You got
to. You know, I think it was the running back for DeSoto. He scored at will. I like what he's really good at is being patient, waiting for that hole to develop. And if that hole don't come, he's going to zip his way and find something. Like, I haven't seen someone really that elusive and kind of patient, waiting to see where some holes develop. That was the first time I've seen a high school running back like kind of do that. Well, recently, but Jermaine Bishop, I think a lot of people saw his speed on display because he's going against some top cornerbacks. DeSoto has some good secondary. They were loaded, and they were going at each other the whole game. A big part of the game, it was real chippy. I mean, I would say on every drive, there was flags, hats. Like, they couldn't have enough flags. There was more flags than points.
Yeah, there was a lot of points.
There was a lot of points. There was some times, you know, you have to drag these players away from each other because it's all war at that point in time. And the coaches had they had some words, you know, they weren't friendly.
You just get caught up in the moment.
You get caught up in the moment. And there was a couple times like the DeSoto's coaches had to run across the field, grab the players. And of course, that's probably where some more words were exchanged. But overall, the game was dominated by DeSoto in the second half. It was pretty tight, I would say, until fourth quarter. They pulled away. It was real close in the third. Willis got themselves into it. The quarterback for Willis, he had a lot of pressure on him. It's kind of hard to.
Just a freshman.
A freshman. He did really good, I think, as a freshman. He showed his wheels on one play where he took it into the end zone, show his little dual threat. But he played really good for a freshman, and he should have high hopes for himself going forward. But Jermaine Bishop, man, that is Batman in flesh. That was my first time seeing him play. I was like, this is a perfect game to go to because he was going at it with other top players, and he didn't disappoint. He scored, I want to say 3 touchdowns.
He scored a rushing touchdown.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
A rushing touchdown, 2 passing touchdowns, and I want to say 2 receiving touchdowns.
And he threw a touchdown.
Yeah,
you said that. You said that.
2 passing.
Oh my God, bro!
2 receiving.
So it's like the Josh Allen, Christian McCaffrey treatment, essentially.
Yeah, he had a great game. Watching that game, it showed like I think I said it last week. No matter what the result is, you know Jermaine is going to do something special.
Oh yeah.
The issue was Sarah finished with over 300 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns rushing on the day. That was the biggest difference.
Yeah. When it got
Is he
close,
committed anywhere?
He's 2027. He's only a junior.
Oh,
So
wow.
he got some left. He's got some offers. He'll be one of the top backs in the state of Texas, if not the country, going into next year. But I mean, I think the biggest thing that we talk about the chippiness, I think the biggest thing is Trent Miller and Claude Mathis have played each other now in either round 3 or now this is the first year they played in the regional final for at least 5 years since Trent was back at spring. So these two coaches are very, very familiar with each other, and they just consistently meet. And so far, DeSoto's gotten the edge on this kind of, you call it a rivalry, but the other side hasn't gotten a win yet. So, but I think that is turning into a bit of a rivalry of like, they don't like each other when they show up. Neither team necessarily likes each other when they show up. And DeSoto's just gotten the wins the past couple of years. But,
and just I would be remiss to not mention my guy, the route runner, that big tight end for Willis.
Scoop.
Dude, this kid is a wrecking ball. Like he was a beast throughout the game. Like he was picking up big first downs.
I think he had 9 receptions in the first half. I want to say he had to have had over 100 yards. He's going to be awesome at the next level playing at Houston. Jermaine's going to be awesome playing at Texas. It was sad to see, both those two kids have a great game and just didn't end up going on their side. But Lincoln Frazier being only a freshman quarterback, making a regional final and how he played this year, he's going to be a kid, I think, is going to be a high level recruit in the city of Houston going forward, especially in an offense like Trent Miller's. His dad's an Aggie legacy, played linebacker at A&M, so we'll see how his recruitment starts to pick up here in the next couple of months.
The problem is it's not apples to apples. It's apples to oranges with some candy and some butterscotch cookies or something. Because DeSoto, they don't care where you live. You got all the best players. They go to 3 places: DeSoto, Duncanville, North Forney, maybe Waxahachie now, South Oak Cliff. And that's it.
Alito.
And they're all very close to each other proximity-wise. Yeah. It's insane. Willis, we've been to Willis. I dare anybody to drive through Willis, Texas from outside of Willis. And you're like, what the hell is DJ Lagway coming from here and Jermaine Bishop, 2 elite national players in a small little town like that? Which, I mean, it's cool. It's cool to see.
On that same topic, if we're talking about Houston area, you could say the same thing about Barbers Hill and Lake Creek, just middle of nowhere places, but they produce somehow a remarkable crop of athletes. So
yeah, and
you never know.
I was remiss to say that Barbers Hill played Port Arthur Memorial in the regional final as well. Port Arthur Memorial gets it done. Good for them because they have so much talent in Port Arthur Memorial for years, and they just really couldn't get all the way to the state Final Four, and they do it this year, which is kudos to them. Cody Semper did a good job.
Yeah.
Also in his first year at Barbers Hill as a head football coach.
They were in it. They were in it in the third quarter, but it was 29-28 somewhere in the third quarter. Barbers Hill came back in the game to take the lead, but then Port Arthur Memorial just kind of ran away with it. And using runaway, a lot of people who have not gotten to watch Port Arthur Memorial were on Twitter. Maybe they were at the game saying that the Port Arthur Memorial speed is different. Oh, it's a lot different out in Southeast Texas. So they're going to have a big game this week against state champion or defending state champion Smithson Valley this week in 5A D1. But kudos to Barbers Hill. I at the beginning of the season we didn't really know what to expect from them, so they had a big year. So kudos to them. Yeah.
I remember seeing the biggest and fastest running back I've ever seen in my time of doing this. And he was at Port Arthur Memorial. And his name is Jamal Charles. And I'm like, this is an adult. This is not a high school football player. He was massive. And when he ran by you, it's like, whoosh, the wind would go like whoosh, right through him. And I'm like, God damn, this guy is crazy. And of course, he plays at Texas in the NFL. But yeah, they have elite talent at a Port Arthur Memorial, and kudos to them for putting it all together. Okay. Second Baptist in Taps loses to All Saints. This All Saints team out of Dallas, Fort Worth, oh my gosh, they went 2 undefeated seasons, 2 back-to-back state champions, and they beat Second Baptist for the second time in 2 years.
PTF, baby.
Yes, PTF. That's what they say. Protect
The
house. Protect the what?
family.
Exactly. Protect the family. Protect the family.
Yeah, we talked about it. It's kind of just an odd occurrence, interesting coincidence that Beck Bryden for Second Baptist and Carson Beck for
Aaron Beck.
Aaron Beck, I'm sorry. From All Saints.
The coaches. Yeah, it's kind of funny. But kudos to Second Baptist. They had a bad season, but at the end of the year, they had a great season because they started off 1-5. 1-5 and ended up in the state championship in Taps. Kudos to them. They lose to All Saints. And then Parish Episcopal is another super freak team.
They just dominate.
They've won 6 of 7 state championships in the last 7 years. That's insane. 6, 7.
I didn't get you.
That was good. All right, so now that was last week. This week we are talking. Let's start with Randall. I mean, we got to start with Randall because that's 5AD2. Randall plays Smithson Valley.
No.
Randall plays
Bernie.
They did play Bernie last year. They played Bernie last year. Bernie's really good. Their passing attack, their quarterback has over 3,000 yards passing this year, I believe. I believe he has over 30 passing touchdowns. I might be wrong on the touchdown part of it, but they're an elite passing offense. Elite.
I don't care about
Very elite. Last year, though, Randall dominated the game by they were able to get pressure. Now, last year they had Chase Sims. That was a big reason they were able to get pressure on him. They don't have Chase Sims this year, but the defensive line has played really good. It's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out in year 2, as Bernie's a little bit more familiar with what you're getting from Randall as far as offensively. You know you got to stop number 1.
You cannot game plan for him. I mean, how do you emulate what he does in practice? You can't.
I don't think you can emulate it, but you can say, all right, I'm going to put 10 people in the box, and if you want to throw the ball, I'm going to throw the ball. Or 8 people on the box.
They had 2 elite DeSoto athletes on Jermaine Bishop, and it didn't really matter.
And you say
he's going to get it. He's going to get his touches, and he's going to get his score. He just got to move the chains, run that clock, dude.
Yeah.
High school football is an easy game.
I was going to say,
run the clock.
You can have a good passing attack, but if you're playing catch up the whole time and whenever you give them the ball and they just run it down your throat the entire drive and end up scoring, it takes away a lot of opportunities.
It's going to be good. It's going to be a good game.
Here's the flip side of that, though. Yes, I think running the ball is very important, but I think the key to this game is going to be Tyler Skrabnik, the quarterback.
100.
Can you be accurate and manage the game? Because teams that run the ball, let's talk about Katy. Katy is a team that predominantly runs the ball. Now, today's age, I've watched them against Westlake in a state semifinal where they went down 21-0, and after that, it was done because they couldn't throw the ball. Randall can throw the ball. They do have weapons to throw the ball too. Skrabnik's got to be very accurate this week, and he's got to make the right decision because we all know Landon's going to get 30 carries. He's going to get 32 carries. He'll probably have 200 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns at a minimum because he's averaging 212 on the ground right now. But can Skrabnik be accurate is going to be the question. I think he can. He had a decent game last week. He did have the pick 6.
He did have a pick 6, but like you said, he's got weapons, and one of those weapons is Mixon, that tight end.
He's good.
That he was making some big catches for Randall.
TCU commit or signee? No, I'm thinking somebody else.
And talking about the 10 in the box, I mean, everyone knew who was getting the ball.
Yeah.
And he scored a touchdown, 50-yard run. I think, and he broke that 7,000
7,000 career yards, and he still has
1 year to go.
Potentially 2 games left in this year and 1 more season left.
I'm telling you, Bernie is not going to be able to handle him. Have you been to Bernie? Bernie is like a groovy little, what would you call it? Kind of like a hippie town, man. A bunch of hippies up in there in Bernie. They can't tackle. They can't tackle him.
But we got to watch out for these cities in the middle of nowhere, man. They can look.
They're great,
We might not be as familiar with them, and they show up, and Randall might not be as familiar with some of that passing.
Here's the other thing about Bernie. If we go and look at 5A across the board, not just football, the Bernie Greyhounds have been at least in a state semifinal or state championship in a lot of their sports for boys and girls, especially fall and winter sports over the past couple of years. So Bernie's a team that has seen a lot of success in their athletic programs. I do think Landon is going to be too much. Randall's going to be too much. Pac-Man's going to be able to get pressure. He also might be playing some more offense as he last week.
He got a pass thrown by
Landon.
LWC, baby. He playing quarterback throwing. It was a big play. They needed to pick up a first down, and he threw it. This might have been the second time I've seen him do this play with Pac-Man. Pac-Man comes out, gets a nice catch. He's caught twice. So, I mean, it's working. That play, what they're pulling out.
Bernie is the town where you go for a long weekend and you have some like croissants and stuff.
You're just crapping on a city.
It's not. It's beautiful. It's so groovy, man. But I don't see it as a football ground.
The insinuation is that they're weak.
No, they're good. They're good, but I mean, you can't tackle.
So you got Randall.
They could virtually. You could have the mayor. You could have the district attorney.
They need some help. That's what
we have a freaking tank on this field. Help us out.
Oh boy,
that'll be a fun game. That's going to be at the Alamo Dome, I believe. I don't know if that's Friday night or if it's Saturday night. I think it's Friday night though.
Good.
The other game that in that same bracket will be Melissa versus South Oak Cliff. Probably won't touch too much on that, but that game is going to be at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas at the famous Cotton Bowl Stadium. So that's where that game's going to be. Randall will be traveling to San Antonio. That's the only thing that I worry about a little bit. It's a far drive for a Friday night game.
South Oak Cliff's got to win that game for sure.
They should.
So we're looking South Oak Cliff Randall again.
A rematch.
Which is what South Oak Cliff has wanted all year. Since they lost, they've been on social media saying, we will be back. And it kind of gives me the vibe of whenever they lost to P&G, though I don't think that they thought Randall was going to be that team to come out and be the team playing them last year. So it's going to be interesting. If we get that rematch, that's going to be a heavyweight fight.
It's giving me Duncanville, North Shore vibes a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh. So that's who we think is going to be. That's who I think is going to be in D2. D1 is, I mean, these are some massive teams in D1.
Alito, probably.
Alito versus Lone Star. Lone Star's had a great year. Davian Groyce, he does everything for Lone Star. He's the Florida signee. He's had a really good year. He's playing really good football right now. And Alito, let's check Alito's scores so far this year.
Right, they're winning it.
80-12 in round 1, 42-0 in round 2, 55-0 in round 3, 43-17 in the regional final against Denton Ryan.
They're killing people. And that is what Katie used to be every year. Every year they're there and just dominating, and they are a machine. So Alito plays Lone Star. Port Arthur Memorial plays
Smithson Valley, who won state last year.
I mean, that's 4
really good
big games. League programs. I'm going Alito to win out.
I would say.
Anyone
I would agree.
second? Anyone second with that?
I believe in Port Arthur Memorial a little bit.
That would be a great story.
I do believe in it. Both matchups, Alito and Lone Star are 2 undefeated teams, have not lost a game this year. Port Arthur Memorial is undefeated. Smithson Valley has 1 loss. So only 1 loss between all 4 of these teams. So it's going to be good matchups on both sides. But I'm going Port Arthur Memorial and Alito reaching state.
So Southeast Texas, nobody ever talks about Southeast Texas. You got Port Arthur Memorial having a great year. You've had P&G having great years all the time. There's a little team called West Orange Stark, which dominated football in the 4A, 3A level. The UIL director is from Hardin Jefferson, and his boss, who was the executive director of all the UIL, Dr. Charles Brydup, he was also from Southeast Texas. Southeast Texas kind of has a lot of power within that UIL world.
Western Orange Stark is in the state semifinal as well this year.
They ain't no
In
joke.
4A D2.
They're sick.
They will play Sinton.
They're sick.
Yeah, we never touched on the other 6A.
We ain't there. Yeah, we're going baby schools to the big. It's called building up to the heavyweight
Baby steps.
championships.
We started at top, and now we're just going back up the roller coaster.
Yeah.
No, we
That
started
was
at
a
the top on
that was a
previews. On
review.
previews.
Oh,
This ain't as fast as volleyball. It's a little time in between. We gotta get it adjusted for the football. I twist my ankle. I got a cramp. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you gotta take some time.
So 6A
D2.
now 6A D2 is CE King facing
the defending champs, Vandergrift.
Vandegrift at
Right.
Plain Stadium.
Man, that's at Baylor. Thoughts on that game first. Man,
Both teams are 12-2.
it's who has Vandergrift lost to?
Vandegrift has lost to
Because we know CE King has lost to Dickinson and North Shore.
Yep. Vandegrift lost to Dripping Springs in the first game of the year. They ended up playing again.
Yeah.
And
beat 'em.
in the regional final. And they lost to McNeil 17-14 in district play.
And what's interesting is the coach at Vandergrift was up and did several interviews with the Barbers Hill job. And he turned it down and stayed at Vandergrift to win back-to-back state championships. And they were pretty convincing last year. They had a great, amazing run.
Beat another really good program in South Lake Carroll.
That's in the mix in the other.
Yeah.
Oh man!
But
I'm gonna go Vandergrift in this game.
I mean, they beat Westlake in round one, 16-14 on a walk-off field goal.
yeah,
Then they beat Brandeis 27-7, beat San Marcos 24-7, and then beat Dripping Springs by 7 this past week. CE King, I've been riding with y'all
yeah, you have been.
since the summer. The CE King speed, I think, is the biggest factor in this game. I have not seen one team be able to stop number one, and that is Dylan Mitchell, the phenom track star from last year as a freshman. He's elite on the football field as far as explosive plays go. Braylon Lane is very good as well at wide receiver. Then you got Dion Sims, and you got Antoine Sanders as the bigger back.
Yeah,
And their defense is good.
their defense, like we touched on earlier in the sets, their defense really impressed me. But he's not wrong. I forgot to mention Mitchell earlier on. I think I like his social tag. It's like supposed to say Superman, but it's like Tuperman. Tuperman. But yeah, he has blazing quick speed, always a threat to make a big play, and he wasn't. I wouldn't say he was underutilized. He just didn't get a chance to shine because, I mean, it was the Dion Sims show in this game. But I've seen him against Atascocita, against Westlake. He's capable of unlocking that offense, and they got everything clicking right now. Of course, their bread and butter is going to be establishing that run game, which will heavily involve the outside zone, which I saw that they liked. Another thing that I think is a little underappreciated that I saw after I posted this, there was a lot of activity in terms of comments. Possession-wise, like Sims, he doesn't lose the ball. He always he ensures gets 2 hands, 5 points of contact on the ball. And then there was like a controversy with Summer Creek where they were like, "Oh, he fumbled it," and that would have turned the tide of the things. And I saw in the group chat, or not group chat, in the socials, he's like, "I don't lose the ball. You got it wrong." It's like, "I don't drop the ball. You got it wrong."
Yeah.
And yeah, I think he's gonna do exactly how he said at the end of the game. He said, "We they, East Side."
Yeah.
And I do appreciate, if you're watching this, Dion, for not using any profanity. Otherwise, I would have had to edit that, as well as do us all a favor. I'm sure your coach would already stress that. Please don't hurt yourself doing any celebrations. I saw you might have gotten a cramp right after that, and everyone had bated breath, but you got up and then said, "East Side." So yeah, whenever you're doing all those jumps, just be careful, my guy. There's a lot of offense depending on you.
quick stats real quick before we give predictions. Vandergrift has 2 kids who have rushed above 600 yards this year. Both of them have 10 touchdowns and 11 touchdowns. And then their leading receiver has 1,000 yards on the year, 1,035 yards and 10 touchdowns. If I was game planning, I would say maybe stop number 1, the wide receiver, take him out of the game because he looks like Miles Tedecki, the Kansas State signee quarterback for Vandergrift's favorite target. But Tedecki, it seems like he, based on touchdown interception ratio, it seems like he likes to try to take some chances. Sometimes 15 passing touchdowns, 7 interceptions. It's just something to think about.
They could come down to a special team situation also.
And they do have a walk-off field goal against Westlake.
So are we predicting?
Let's predict.
All right, let's predict. Alex, what say you?
What game are we predicting? Well, I was wrong about them last week with the Summer Creek. I'm gonna go with Sea King. They proved to me that they can beat the SEC of Texas. So I'm rocking with Sea King.
Oaks?
I concur. I think if we're talking scoreline, I'm gonna go Sea King 31 and Vandergrift, I'll go 20.
What do you think?
38-17, CE King.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to go Vandergrift. Here's why. It could be a special team situation. Corey Laxton is in his first year of coaching.
As a head coach.
Their coach is in many years of coaching, and he's won a state championship. And I love Corey Laxton. I remember him when he was at North Shore. He is awesome, and he has totally flipped the script over there and given that program amazing energy. And it might not be a coaching thing. I just think that it's a physical game. I think Vandergrift is physical enough to keep up. I don't think they're fast enough to keep up, but I think they're going to game plan similar to what North Shore did against CE King and take the quarterback out. I think he's very important. Not take him out. I'm saying that, like, make it difficult for him.
Make him throw the ball.
To operate.
Yeah.
And I think they're gonna watch that film 100 times, and they're gonna be like, how do we beat them? And that's how you beat them.
It's probably going to come down to like one turnover because that made the difference for CE King against Summer Creek because they both exchanged blows throughout I say blows. It was kind of a defensive battle for the majority of it. But once Sims really started to kick it into third gear, Summer Creek started to turn it up a notch too, and CE King made a timely interception on the inside the 10-yard line, and that really changed the flow of the game, and it turned out to be the difference. So I think that something like that, if they keep going body blow each time, it's going to come down to whoever folds first, whoever makes that one mistake that could determine it.
The other game is DeSoto,
Southlake.
Southlake.
These two teams do not like each other. They do not like each other because Southlake, I remembered seeing a video that DeSoto, I think, posted 3 years ago. It was the year that they beat Summer Creek. They posted it because they played Southlake in that state semifinal. Southlake had always beaten DeSoto in the semifinal game or regional final. DeSoto got their lick back the last time. Last year, they didn't get to play because Longview upset DeSoto in the regional final. Now you get the rematch. This is a Southlake Carroll team that, by every media account I've seen in the state of Texas, has voted them. They are the top team in the state of Texas, regardless of division or rank. They are the top team in the state of Texas.
Perhaps the nation.
Yes. They've got a tough matchup with DeSoto. You were there. I watched it. Sarad Baker is very hard to tackle and bring down. And they didn't necessarily have to throw the ball, but they did that the week before, throwing the ball to Ethan Feaster and all the weapons they have. So it's going to be very interesting. Southlake Carroll, though, you got to stop Brock Boyd, the Ohio State signee wide receiver. You got to stop Graham Knowles, the 6'6", 6'5" receiver, who's going to be one of the top receivers in the country next year, as he's only a junior. And then they got another wide receiver who's got offers as well. Their quarterback, Angel Renda or Angelo Renda.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to Pitt, and they've got a big offense line. Defensively, I think they're strong. They're good defensively. They're undefeated for a reason. But I don't know if they've played a team like DeSoto offensively yet.
Yeah, that quarterback's been superb. Whenever
Yes.
I do all these previews, he just all around shows tremendous poise, and you got all these phenomenal college caliber weapons on that side of the ball. I don't see any glaring weaknesses. Even on the defense, they got a guy named Jake Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. I forgot exactly where he's committed, but they just, whenever it comes to balance, there's a reason they're the top dog, and I think they're eager to remedy that defeat against Vandergrift last year, and so we'll see how that one plays out. What do you think?
Here's what I think. I think DeSoto is always on the edge of imploding via turnover and penalty. Can they keep it together?
Can they keep it clean too? With all
They just gotta keep their emotions in check and keep it together. And if you get 4 or 5 free 15-yard penalties that Southlake gets to take benefit from, you're taking an L. I'm going to tell you, DeSoto, right now, if they do not get it together and remain under control emotionally, Southlake's going to beat them. And with that being said, Southlake's going to beat them. Yeah.
I think Southlake has been on a mission this year. I think DeSoto makes it very close. I think it is a close game. The one thing I think DeSoto will be juiced up for this game.
Yeah.
Coach Mathis does a great job of getting his kids ready to go for a game. And he's going to bring up any clip on social media, any newspaper article that has Southlake Carroll picked. He's going to bring it up, and they're going to know before the game that they were picked against. So I think DeSoto is going to be ready, but I think it's going to be, Southlake Carroll, I think it's close up until maybe the fourth quarter, and Southlake Carroll pulls away a little bit.
You got to also factor in they have something that very few programs across the state have, and that is a competent special teams unit whenever it comes to their kicker who's a Texas commit or their punter. If you have that kind of luxury, that is just something that adds
That's 4 points.
Yeah, it's an added dynamic to the game if you think about it, because not only do you guarantee extra points, you can, if you have one that's
Punting. Punting is a massive deal.
How rare is it that you have like a punter or a kicker that's committed somewhere as big as that, a name like that? So it just goes to show you, if you can get the ball to like maybe a 40-yard field goal, 45, it's awesome to have in your back pocket.
Alex?
I have Southlake Carroll.
Yeah.
And I do not think, DeSoto, you could tell by how they play, like this is the line, they're stepping over the line and they're taking as close, like as far as it can go.
Yep.
Like, you're going to have to pull us back. The referees, you're going to have to stop us. But that wide receiver from Southlake Carroll, I guarantee you he's going to be saying something.
Brock does talk the talk, but he walks the walk too. There's a reason he's going to Ohio State to play wide receiver.
If just a random, where the flag's going to come from, that secondary and whoever he's guarding him, that's going to be the matchup, because that kid can talk. That kid's got a little confidence on him for sure.
And rightfully so.
Yeah, I like him. But I got Southlake Carroll winning.
Yep.
Anybody got scores?
I don't
care about scores.
I don't care about
at this point, it's just winning and losing.
It's going to be a good game. Yeah. It's going to be a real good game.
I'm almost leaning and picking DeSoto, but I'm not going to do it.
Come on.
Do it.
I'll do it. Fine.
We got to have somebody on.
DeSoto, I think Sarad Baker continues doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
He could. Yep. All right. So this is the big boys. We'll start on the top of the bracket. So the top of the bracket, dude, does it get any bigger than that?
Duncanville.
Holy cow. And
at Mesquite Memorial Stadium.
That's a huge game. And Duncanville has not been Look, if you look at the people that they have put out in college football recently, Duncanville, it's insane.
Oh yeah, Caden Durham, Colin Simmons. You got
And Colin Simmons is unbelievable pro.
Moore,
yeah.
Decorian Moore, the other January, who also
Alex
plays
January, Keelan Russell. They've got that this year too. They've got 2 bookend defensive ends, and KJ Ford going to Florida, and I can't remember the other kid, Landon Barnes going to Ole Miss. They've got 2 bookends, SEC defensive ends. Not how many? Raise your hand if you know any other teams in the state of Texas that she could say, "Hey, I got 2 SEC caliber defensive ends on both sides of the ball."
Yeah.
But Keelan Russell was wildly game changing, and you have him with Moore and Caden Durham at the time. Oh, they were insane.
It's like that.
I don't think they have that. They don't have maybe that on the offensive side of the ball. Maybe they still got on the defense. But I mean, I think Allen is really well balanced. And I think they're on a mission also because nobody's been talking about Allen. Nobody's been talking about Allen over the past couple of years. It's been Duncanville, DeSoto, North Shore, South Oak Cliff,
North
Crowley. I said North Forney earlier, but I think it was North Crowley.
Forney High School has had a good season too, for that matter.
Nobody has been talking about Allen. Now, here's the thing. With that being said, I'm still going to Duncanville.
I don't disagree. Duncanville has TCU commit wide receiver. They have a 4-star wide receiver, Trenton Yancey, who's only a junior. They've got their tight end, Zachary Turner, who's going to SMU. They've got a ton of weapons to get the ball to. I believe it's a young quarterback. I could be wrong, Ogle, but I think it's a young quarterback playing.
I remember.
His last name is Denson. Allen has been really good this year.
Yeah.
They play in a tough district. Prosper is really good. They've got some other teams in that district that are really good. They did just beat
North Crowley,
who was, and that game was chippy at the end of the game too. That game was another chippy game.
So was Duncanville Waxahachie, district rivals.
Oh, they didn't shake hands.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, come on. I mean, at least if you're going to, it's just ultimate disrespect, but
the last time they shook hands, there was a viral video that almost got one particular individual in a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
so I understand.
Maybe they just did that to avoid the potential of that.
Hey, man, that was a full house stadium-wise.
Yeah.
It was packed with Waxahachie people. I'm changing my idea. I'm going Allen. Sorry.
Me too.
I mean, Allen. When is the last time? Well, no, Allen was in the state semi last year, I thought.
They were.
Against North Crowley.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah.
They were.
It's been a while since Allen's been in the state championship game. It's been a while. And won it. And that's going back. I didn't say this about South Lake Carroll, but Coach Dodge, he's had a great sense doing his college thing and his high school career where he won a state championship at South Lake Carroll and then taking over South Lake Carroll. He has yet to win a state championship as head coach. He is still searching for his first. And Allen's got a new head coach.
Yeah.
A newer head coach who
hadn't won it yet.
He hasn't won it yet either. And these are 2 programs that have been dominant in the state of Texas. At least with
the standard.
Yeah.
They were the standard. In fact, Tom Westerberg left Allen, who had won 4 state championships, and a guy that was their quarterback went 50-0. Name that quarterback.
Can I do it?
Plays in the NFL.
Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray. And Tom Westerberg took the Barbers Hill job. And I'm like, Coach, why did you do that? He goes, do you understand? When you lose a game at Allen, it's like you could win 2 state championships and people will be happy.
It's comparable.
But they won't be, they'll be down in the dumps dead if they lose a game. One game.
It's like the Eagles fan base. They'll let you hear it whenever.
It's like Alabama. It's like super under Nick Saban. You know what I mean? Anyway, so he said basically it was not even fun because if you lost, you had no room for error. Yeah. If you won, you're expected to win. If you lost, you're the worst ever. So anyways, Allen, I'm going Allen.
Duncanville.
Allen, you're going Allen.
All in on the Allen Eagles.
Allen close.
Leave me on. I like to do it. Let's go, Duncanville.
Okay, so finally, we're going to say,
I just want some new. They're not a new face, but I want a new face in the past 5 years
Yeah.
in the title game.
yeah. Yeah, I get it.
Speaking of quote unquote new faces, we're going to go with the usual suspects in D1.
Yeah.
This is D1.
You got North Shore,
Other bracket I meant.
Lake Travis.
Lake Travis. I mean, we've seen Lake Travis have some just unbelievable,
Yeah.
crazy good teams. DeAndre Harmon, great running back last year. This year, the guy this year, what's his name?
Hezekiah Johnson.
Great name. That dude can ball, man.
He's playing
He
really
is
well.
sleepy good. So good. Their new offensive coordinator, I think, makes them less predictable because he came over from Deer Park. He runs some different sets. I got to see this big. I have got to see the big.
When you see them go like this, the big boys are coming out. The big boys are coming out onto the field.
They can run that the whole game.
They
and
could
just
if
make
they
the
really
game
want to.
45
And they
minutes.
also, it depends. Sometimes they'll leave Caleb in there, but sometimes they put the backup quarterback in because he might be just a little bit of a better runner. And they literally just say, all right, we're either going to hand the ball off or, hey, you're going to follow these guys. And it's like 4 offensive linemen on this side, 2 on this side, 2 offensive linemen behind the regular offensive line, running back, quarterback, follow the big boys.
Yeah, I mean, I love that.
It's awesome.
I love that. So
When you see them go like this.
they're less
Love-
predictable because they've been doing that option read for 100 years over there,
Yes, they
and
do it.
their defense is young. I still think that Lake Travis is just got. They just have. I don't know.
You want some?
I think North Shore is the not the favorite. They're the underdog in this game.
I agree with that.
Now,
Lake Travis is undefeated. The Lake Travis quarterback this year has thrown for 3,215 yards, 36 passing touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Their senior running back has rushed 200 times for 1,300 yards and 20 touchdowns. And they have 2 receivers above 800 yards receiving.
A lot of balance.
A lot of balance.
the last.
And Carter Buck, the senior defensive end committed to TCU, is a monster. He played a big game. Last year, they lost to Westlake in the regional final game, but Carter Buck had a phenomenal game in that game, getting pressure on the quarterback. I'm circling that kid, watching him the entire day, because if for North Shore to win, they've got to be able to protect Maryland and also block up front, and that kid is a game wrecker.
I fell into this trap, however, a couple years back. Do you remember the quarterback at Lake Travis that went to Texas and then he finished at Purdue?
Hudson Card.
He was Mr. Everything in Texas. They threw him around like a rag doll all over the field. North Shore did. I mean, they murdered this dude. So, I don't know. I'm going to say Lake Travis. I just don't know. I don't know. I don't think that North Shore, much as we've seen them, I still don't know if we've seen enough. Do you?
You know what I'm not seeing? I'm not seeing your filter, my guy. That's what I'm not seeing. I don't know. I feel like North Shore, they thrive best whenever they got a lot of naysayers, whenever there's quote unquote blood in the water. They feed on doubt. And I think this year more than any, it's just been indicative of like everyone's just wanting them to fail. And I think they are just eager to prove somebody wrong. There's nothing better. Success is the best revenge. That's one of my favorite quotes. Well, from somebody that's less than reputable, but I'm not going to bring that up. But anyways, yeah, I just think North Shore is going to be really, really inspired, really eager to prove that, hey, we belong in the championship. This is the year we do it. We're all united here.
I think that's a clip right there. That's a clip. what Ogle just said.
That was a good
That
look.
was
Because I think
run on.
you're right, is like everybody has been doubting them. And I mean, like everybody. And they do watch this. They do see people on social media. They're just angry.
Are you talking about your clip from last week whenever you picked
Well,
against
yeah,
them?
that. But they do, it's not just me. They do this all over the place. They love and thrive on bulletin board material.
Look, you're being humble about this. Look, there was at least 30 to 40 comments asking for Matt Malatesta to talk about his horrible predictions. Like, oh, what you got to say now, Matt Malatesta?
I know. But these are the same fans that I was on last week because they're always crying because, oh, North Shore's not this and North Shore's not that. And they're back in the state semi.
I don't want to fire up North Shore fans, but
Right.
my one pet peeve on this year. I love going to go cover a North Shore football game because the fans are in it and they're loud, all that good stuff. This year, have not felt that way about the North Shore crowd on the sideline. Have not felt that way. When you got third down, your defense is out there. I should hear something. Dickinson was really loud. They packed out on the other side. North Shore, not so much. They weren't too loud. That's my one take. Band, because the band is popping.
Band.
The
That's
band
the best
North Shore
band
is popping.
in Houston.
But the fans, we got to get up for third down. I need better from you this week.
I remember I told Joel that on the topic of doubt or wanting people wanting them to fail, I was at the Summer Creek C King game and they were announcing the halftime scores, and there was an audible like "oh" whenever by both sides whenever they said North Shore was up like 20-3 at halftime, and I'm just like, okay, I guess we know who they want to win.
I'll pick North Shore close.
North Shore close.
I think North Shore wins by a touchdown plus.
BL?
North Shore.
North Shore is right. He's riding with North Shore.
I'm riding with North Shore all the way, baby.
I'm gonna go Lake Travis. I don't know. I just don't know about. And I ride with North Shore like no other. I don't know. I can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
And I do. I mean, I see Lake Travis putting up big numbers on offense, and their defense is solid.
So who you going with?
I'm going Lake Travis.
Looking for the camera. Who are you going with?
I'm just saying Lake Travis. Yes, I am.
My name is.
We'll be there at Thorn Stadium. Come find me.
Oh,
My name is Matt Malatesta, and I live at.
So that is it. What else we got to talk about?
That's pretty much it.
We got to shout out Prairie View. Prairie View.
Oh, man.
It's the SWAC.
let's
conference.
go.
First year.
Jermaine Jackson.
Trevain Jackson. What a turnaround over, back in the day when they lost like 100 games in a row. And man, what was so cool to see, I was watching the game. When they win, the clock goes to 0. He drops to his
knees, yeah.
And I mean, you just feel it like, dude, how much investment he went into it. Signetti, Google me, I win. Tremaine Jackson, Google him, he wins.
Oh, yeah.
He won at Valdosta State, which is a great program in Georgia. He's won everywhere he's gone. And holy cow, I'm telling you, him and the AD were embraced like crying because of what just the incredible turn on. And they beat Jackson State, and Jackson State's been on the top of the heat.
Mm-hmm.
They play this weekend. I think they play South Carolina State.
In Atlanta.
Yeah.
Atlanta.
I don't even care. What they've done this year has been amazing.
What timing on our part whenever the year we choose them or ask them to host the citywide media day, they end up doing something remarkable like
They're going to be dangerous because they are going to let all these kids go all over the country, and then they're going to all come back portal right to Prairie View in the city of Houston because they are all from city of Houston. Jackson from Houston, Colbert from Houston, Jacoby Walker,
Jacoby
Watson.
No. Oh my gosh, this is gonna. He's from
Westfield.
Fort Bend Marshall.
No, from Westfield. Quarterback coach.
Oh.
Jacoby Walker.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes. I
Jacoby
thought you
Walker.
were talking about the player.
They have coaches from the city of Houston. That's awesome, dude. So I'm so pumped for them.
Ton of Houston players too.
I did see other stuff I was just kind of watching while we were playing, the games this weekend. Of course, you have what games was I watching that had a bunch of Houston players on it, and it was cool to see. I can't remember,
Probably Tech and
Tech. Oh, remember Anthony Holmes from Westfield
he had a great one.
big hit and a big fumble. That was
From
cool
Westfield.
to see. Caleb Douglas, who was at Hightower, he's doing big things over at Texas Tech. But I know. Dylan freaking Bell from Kincaid High School had the first touchdown for Georgia, and he had like 4 or 5 or 6 catches. He had a great game for Georgia. Your boy, both defenders from Oak Ridge were playing.
Justin Williams and Joseph Jonah Ajonia.
He played more. Big number 94. I think he's number 94. 99. He played a bunch. It's so cool to see. I'm just flipping the channel. I'm like, holy cow, all these kids are from Houston.
So On 3 just put out their true freshman All-American team list. From the state of Texas, former high school recruits. Andrew Marsh, he had a great season in Michigan. From Katy Jordan.
Yep.
Then you had DeCorian Moore from Duncanville. He's at Oregon. Michael Fasusi, big offensive lineman from Louisville. He was the top offensive lineman prospect in the country. He had a great year. Cortland Guillory from Klein Oak, the Oklahoma corner. He got to start all year, played awesome year for Cortland. He had a
big
great
believer.
year.
You're always a big believer in him.
I think he's
good year.
All these guys had special years. Also, I mean, he's not on here, but Devin Sanchez got to play a lot as a freshman in a very talented, like junior, senior heavy defensive back room at Ohio State. I think Devin is going to see more playing time, especially once we get to next year. But he's doing a lot of good things. I believe he's special teams player of the week. Had just playing real everybody that has been a freshman this year, especially from the city of Houston, that's gotten playing time. Landon Rink has gotten a lot of playing time for A&M. Yeah. There's a lot of guys across the city of Houston that are playing really well, especially in their first years.
Has Jonah Williams gotten a chance?
Jonah Williams, not really too much yet. I know he's gotten on the field a little bit, but not really as much because Michael Taff, who is a senior and played at Westlake, he's still there. So Cade Phillips Cade Phillips started against A&M.
Wow. From Hightower, the defensive back.
Man, I can't believe I...
Well, Caden Durham, I saw from Duncanville, from LSU's in the portal. And I saw Jelani Watkins, the superstar track kid from Malatesta who played football for LSU and had a tremendous year in track for LSU. He put his name in the portal.
I mean, I don't know. I'm usually really good with names.
What team?
Thinking for Atascocita, the running back for Oklahoma.
Oh, Torrey Blaylock.
Yeah,
Torrey Blaylock.
Huge year.
I don't know if Caden Durham has officially in it the transfer portal, but Jelani Watkins has.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And look out. Jelani Watkins could be coming someplace back home. You never know. Sometimes that tends to be what happens with a lot of these kids.
He's more of a track guy, for sure. He's a great track guy.
But think about track programs, especially in Texas, that would be potential spots. I would assume
I could see it going,
programs hit them up.
And then, of course, just the other day, Site Fair quarterback at UT, Trey
Owens
goes in the portal.
Hit the portal today. This is being filmed on Monday. So Trey is going to be a popular commodity, I think, because I will say, when we did our cover and we had Trey Owens, DJ Lagway, and Mabry Matoyer, Trey was the one that I always thought was the sleeper of the bunch that maybe didn't get enough of the attention that the other two did. And I think Trey's going to be someone that's going to have a lot of success on wherever he goes. Obviously, I understood the reason why he went to Texas originally was because grew up a big Texas fan. Now he's going to get to try to find a place where he can play as Arch Manning's going to be there probably another year and a half, maybe 2 years, depending. Probably a year. He'll probably go pro after another year. But I think there's a smart move by Trey.
All right, that's some football talk. We got a lot of football talk in. Closing arguments. Anyone?
Anyone closing arguments? Get out to these games, man. We need to see these stands packed for my videos, man. I'm selfish. I need my videos looking like there's people all the way at the top of the stands.
I was impressed by how many people showed up despite the weather.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I lost feeling in my toes, but there was a lot of energy in the
As
crowd.
Jackson says, it's parking season, baby. You'll see me with my Eskimo hoodie on. You probably won't even know it's me. I'm there. I'm just bundled up.
See, King.
See,
You and me. You got it. Let's go.
North Shore.
Get away. You
uh,
got Lake Travis.
Lake Travis. All right. So we'll get out to the games. Hey, follow us, man. Our content is crazy good all over Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. From these games, amazing clips and highlights and YouTube highlights. So like, follow, subscribe, all of our channels, and get out to the games. We will see you there this weekend. This is Matt in the game. Matthew Ogle, Jackson DiPasquale, Alex Hinson. This is On My Whistle.